Never mentioned the Phoenix Suns as championship contenders. Now, when I put that tweet out, it was met with a lot of backlash from some people saying, "You're ignorant, your take is ignorant, and you don't know what you're talking about." Well, fast forward, the Suns just got swept. And I'm not one to really do laps. I'm more so interested in talking to you guys about why the Phoenix Suns got swept. You see, in the sports culture and the NBA culture, we think that if you take a bunch of talented guys and you put them on a roster, well, we believe in our hearts that that is going to take that team over the top. The part that we miss is neglecting the construction of the roster. And what I mean is, you could have three superstars on the team. Okay, well, that means that three of those superstars or stars on the team are expecting the ball to go their way. They're expecting to be full. They're expecting to get the ball. They're expecting to still be able to put up their numbers while achieving the ultimate goal, which is winning and ultimately, hopefully, a championship. With the Phoenix Suns, I don't know. When you watched the Phoenix Suns, you felt that there was really no type of rhythm. The team didn't seem like they were gelling well correctly. You know, obviously reports come out after they get swept by the Timberwolves. Well, the team wanted a point guard, or Kevin Durant didn't like the way that his role was sort of utilized. And it's like anyone who turned on a couple of Phoenix Suns games could tell that that was the case. KD is one of the most lethal scorers our game has ever seen. And for me, that guy too often is an afterthought at points in times in the Suns offense. For him to go series, multiple series at a time without even touching the ball, to me, that's an issue. And I think every single time you turn on Phoenix Suns ball, it reared its ugly head. Devin Booker was thrusted into the quote unquote point guard role this year. And I think that he did an okay job. I think he did a fine job. But at times you had Grayson Allen being the ball holder. Sometimes you relied on Yusuf Nurkic to get guys open. I agree with KD's, stance on things where he felt like the offense was much more built around pick and roll, and that's why he wasn't able to have success. You see, I believe that the team was defensively negligent down the stretch, and I think it reared its ugly head. I don't think that they had a true enforcer in there. Yusuf Nurkic is one guy, and I don't even think he's necessarily the best defender, but I think that he was the one that was at least offering up some resistance, especially when it came close to the rim. All in all, I don't think that the Phoenix Suns had that defensive juggernaut that they could rely on a regular basis, and I think that is what hurt them. And I've been on record saying this before. Let me be on record saying it again. I don't think that it was going to work out. I think that when you sacrifice and you mortgage some of the talent that you did have, whether it be like a Mikal Bridges or a Cam Johnson, who I loved when he was with the Phoenix Suns, all for the sake of obviously getting an elite talent that is Kevin Durant, and then you fail to utilize the talent that you traded for in Kevin Durant, this is what you get. So then you have to wonder, how do you rebound from this? Well, I got news for you folks. You don't. You don't rebound from this. 2 years with KD, well, a year and a half with KD, hasn't been able to break through for you guys. There are now reports that the owner of the Suns doesn't even know how to run a basketball operation. The optics just look very, very bad for the Phoenix Suns. The idea that the Phoenix Suns could break through next year with what? How? How could they break through? To me, it felt like KD and Devin Booker never really gelled with playing together. And it's crazy. Those two had some pretty amazing games. I've seen games where both of those guys put up 40 points and they still win by 2 points, win by 3 points, win by a small margin, or even lose at times. To me, when you look at the entire roster, they need more help. Bradley Beal, while I still think Bradley Beal's good, he's inconsistent. He's not the same Bradley Beal from 5 years ago. Hell, he's not the same Bradley Beal he was from 3 years ago. The simple fact of the matter is, the Suns are now faced with a situation of, do we blow this entire thing up? And that's a similar situation that the Nets are asking themselves. And it's crazy because I feel like KD's getting a bad rap. Everywhere he goes, he leaves damage in his wake. Because when a team trades for talents like Kevin Durant or like a Kyrie Irving or like a James Harden, well, it cripples you to some degree. The Suns owe it to themselves. There is because there is no future if they decide to move on from those guys. They owe it to themselves to see this thing through. So I don't know if trading Kevin Durant is in the cards. I don't know if trading Devin Booker is in the cards. There have been reports that both of those guys want to play with the New York Knicks. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's hearsay. All I can simply tell you right now is As the roster currently stands, it's not a championship team. It's not. Danny, what are your thoughts?
So, Malik, the Phoenix Suns, and I'm sorry, Suns fans, for having this conversation, but it's up to your stars at the end of the day. And my question is Devin Booker, 18, 20, and 23 points. He got shut out the whole entire series. Jaden McDaniels did a great job on him. It really is a supporting cast because when they're taking something away, and credit to the Timberwolves had a great game plan. Jaden McDaniels on Devin Booker, double team Kevin Durant at times, double team Devin Booker. It is the supporting cast. Grayson Allen, 4 points, 3 points. Yusuf Nurkic, 8 points, 10 points. Royce O'Neal, 10 points. What are we doing here, right? When I look at the Phoenix Suns, it really was, they didn't have an answer for what you do when they double team Devin Booker. And I also pinpoint a lot of that on Frank Vogel, to be honest with you. I think Frank Vogel needs to go. He wasn't doing a good job with the rotations. He just wasn't doing a good job putting his guys in the best possible position to succeed. And at the end of the day, Malik, it really is just their supporting cast sucked in the playoffs. It sucked. In the end of the regular season, it was good, right? Everyone was excited. Bull. Grayson Allen was being an elite 3-point shooter. Then what happens when you get into the playoffs? The only dude that was reliable was truly Kevin Durant. He was. And even then, at times he was getting double teamed, but he was the one guy who was consistently reliable. Besides that, Yusuf Nurkic had a terrible series, in my opinion. Eric Gordon played 40 minutes for what? To put up 5 shots? They don't put in Drew Eubanks. I mean, Josh Okogie, what are we doing, right? So the Phoenix Suns, how do you move on from this? I think you fire Frank Vogel, and you have to have a serious conversation of, can all three of these guys truly play and win a championship together? And my answer, I don't think so. So I would be having a conversation whether it's hey, I think Devin Booker will be the focal point of staying there. Because if you trade one, though, I think you have to trade everybody else. If Devin Booker goes, KD's gone. If KD goes, I think you can go and add a star to pair with Devin Booker. But what I would say is I would definitely, if I'm the Suns organization, I would be looking to shop, hey, Kevin Durant, let's see what we can get for him. Devin Booker, let's see what we can get for him.
Don't you think that the ties might be a little stronger to Devin Booker, though?
Yes.
Because this is a guy that they drafted. This is a guy that they've sort of, honed and grown, and they really believe that he is the face of their franchise. I understand how as great as KD is, he is their guy, though.
Yep.
And I think that that's part of the reason why the team really never got into a groove, because I think Kevin Durant is a superstar in his own right, and he would do well on his own team. I think the same thing about Paul George. I think that's why Paul George and Kawhi Leonard don't work out. I think that Paul George would do great on his own team, and I can't help but feel like these two are lead men. They're used to being lead men, so it's very hard to ask either one of these guys to take second fiddle. There's help, and then there's taking a back seat and letting another guy take over and be the guy. And I think sometimes that rears its ugly head with a lot of superstars in the league. I think sometimes you see it with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. I think we've seen Luka Doncic sort of get out of his way recently and rely on Kyrie a little bit more. But I think it's very hard to have the reins and then give up those reins when it's supposed to be your team. I wonder, is Devin Booker at the point in his career where maybe they build around him and maybe they say, hey, we'll just get we'll get certain players with certain skill sets that might be more conducive to your success and build that around you to be successful.
It's all about roster construction. And I think this is the hard part at the end of the day, Malik. It might be too far gone. It might be too far gone in the sense of, hey, you got to get rid of Frank Vogel. You got to see what KD, get rid of him. And I think there's a chance you could build with Devin Booker, but you got to do it now. And Bradley Beal's contract sucks, Malik.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see how this whole thing's going to play out and what the future holds. Certainly, I believe that the Phoenix Suns have some big decisions to make this upcoming summer. If you like more video content like this, give this video a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss when we go live or upload content from the First Star Logistics studio. And more importantly, let us know down in the comment section what you guys think. What's the future of the Phoenix Suns?